So I think for me, my Trump moment in the last 4 years would have been right around the time he drew the circle on the weather map, the Sharpie loop. Um, at that point, it was like one of those things where even if you with the guy, whether you support him or not, for whatever reasons you supported him for, at that moment, for myself, I saw something flipped in me, and I was like, we're in trouble. This president of the United States in the oath of office drew on a weather map where he thought the weather was supposed to go, where he wanted the weather to go to prove a point that he was right and everyone else was wrong. Even though we all, America, the entire country, saw the weather go where it went. And it was one of those things where the weather was supposed to go to Alabama, and the scientists, the meteorologists changed the storm tracking to, project the storm going up the coast to the Carolinas, to Georgia, and so forth. The original projection said it was going to Alabama, the Panhandle, to Texas, that way. The next that Trump, for whatever reason, to this day, I don't know, figured he would tell the world that the weather was going that way when we all saw it go that way. And even after it went that way, he never changed his stance on the whole issue. He kept persisting the weather went where we didn't see it go. And at that point, you're asking yourself, like, this is the president of the United States of America. This is commander-in-chief. Support him or not, if this is a guy that's directing military tactics, right? Sending men and women to fight in a war, and he's telling you guys to go where you're going to die, right? Think about that. He's lying, and it's one of those things where you're looking at it, and I'm looking at the news when the whole thing went down, even days after when he kept persisting the weather went where he kept saying it went where it didn't go, and we looked at him, and you kind of make eye contact, even though it's on the TV, and you're like, you know he's lying, and he knows that he's lying, and it's like, coming out and saying, you know what, America, I made a mistake, the weather didn't go to Alabama, these scientists, these meteorologists that study this for a living, that have degrees in this, are correct. And I made a mistake, it's fine, the weather went to Georgia, we'll get them resources, we'll get the Carolinas resources, wherever the storm actually went, we'll get them resources, we'll figure that out, we'll fix it. Made a mistake, let's move on. No one cares. At my office, we talk about the weather every morning at the coffee machine. Oh, it's a sunny day, it's a cold day. One of us no one cares. It's not a big topic. If you get it wrong, you get it right. No one cares. You're not gonna look stupid if you predict the weather wrong. Actually, predicting the weather is not even accurate in itself as a science. So for him to lie and then persistently lie after we knew it wasn't true what he was saying, that kind of switched it off. And I was like, I have no respect for this guy. And even as a military person or a staunch Republican supporter of this president, you think about if he's sending people to fight a war and he's drawing his own things on maps that don't exist, that he wants to exist, and he's sending thousands of women and men to die in a war because he thinks he's right or he needs to be right in this, without, it just turned me off to the whole president. That was my moment where I was like, we're in trouble, this guy is an idiot. With support him or not, I don't care what your politics are, but at that moment, there's no defending that behavior in the Oval Office from a president, right? If my 5-year-old did nonsense like that, you'd have to tell them, you're wrong. It's not what you do as grown-ups, and we allow a grown-up president of the United States of America, right, to do this. And for most people, 70 million people voted for this guy again. For them, a grown-up guy drawing fake lines on a map was okay. For 70 million Americans and a couple of thousands that actually try to storm the Capitol on January 6th, and it was like, it's just mind-boggling. It's one of those things I put on my list of disappointing things for the human race.